First Warehouse. I am Joe the Box. I got some great people here, great friends here at the table with me. But first, I want to make sure that my hair is in good place, right? Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's right, Donald Trump. I got his hairpiece here. I make sure that his time because he's such a good-looking president.
I was
a great
thinking
president.
about putting my part on the side, because I'm getting light on top. But if I give the Donald Trump look,
Wow.
I
The
was thinking about it.
wraparound.
I have to talk to my.
You know what? Yeah, you check with your hairdresser and let her tell them. Right next to me is Johnny
Kevin
Blanket.
does his hair real well all the time. Yeah, John the Blanket, America First podcast on the America First Media and Television. What a great place to be. Thanks for having me again.
Johnny boy, you're always welcome here. On the right, my right side of me is Gary McBride, a journalist in his own right, creating video, protecting a couple of, 30, 40 J6s, supporting them with their lawsuits, their law cases. I know people like Trennis Evans and Lara Logan rely on you for your information. You're back in New York. Welcome back, Gary. Good to see you. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Thanks for having me back.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Well, that's that Texas accent he's got. I'm
I'm
good.
sure he's got a lot more to say.
Yeah, he will. We'll take some input from him. And on the far right of me is KDJ, the one and only Kevin Downey Jr. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning, gentlemen. How do you like my new ice hat?
I love
I
it.
love to. I've been hearing a lot of nice things about you too, because they didn't realize that you were working with us over here at the America First West, but they listened to you on your radio show, but they can't see your ice hat.
Now they go, who's that? Who are you talking to?
I don't like to give my anonymous sources,
All
but
right.
it was all good stuff.
Okay,
I
good.
I didn't think it was important, but I did hear it, and I
good.
wanted
Thank
to let
you.
you know.
KDJ is a pillar of the community. You can catch him on his radio show in the mornings. He comes here Wednesdays for his own show, the Kevin Downey Jr. show. And, we're blessed to have him as a guest on the America First
Well,
podcast.
thank you, gentlemen.
But what I'd really like to do is bring in Lisa Azzarelli. She is the brains and the beauty behind the America First podcast. And she had organized his notes, our show notes today. And I started reading it. And I like it when it's only like a page long. But there's apparently a lot to go over.
Keeps us
Lisa,
on our
tell
game.
us all about what's happening in the world.
Hey, good morning, guys. It's so great to be with you here today on this Tuesday. I know it's still cold. So Puxawani Phil showed up yesterday, and so did his shadow. Sorry to say we've got another 6 weeks of winter. But don't worry, okay? Because I'm here in the great state of Florida, and I'm going to send some warmth your way. Okay. So to start out, we've got kudos, okay, to Joe the Box, MC, Queens Republican Party, Lincoln Dinner. We are so proud of you, Joe. You're amazing. And you spread your knowledge and awesome personality everywhere you go. Okay, kudos to the documentary Melania, which earned roughly 7 to 8 million, although haters tried to say she didn't. She did pull it in. So congrats to her. She significantly outpaced projections, and it was the highest opening for a non-concert documentary in over a decade. Well done, Melania.
Yeah.
Okay, Epstein file breakdown. We're just going to give you two big names, and hopefully we'll get back to it. But we learned that New York City Mayor Mamdani's mom was named in the files through a publisher as attending one of Epstein's parties under Ghislaine Maxwell at Ghislaine's townhouse. So there's a connection there between Mamdani's family and Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, which is very important to consider because most people believe that Mamdani just came out of nowhere and he was, voted in just organically. Clearly not. Okay, we have another person that's been on that list. Bill Clinton seems to be the most mentioned in the files. And we also just learned that he and his wife, the former president and second lady from the past in the 90s, will be showing up for a deposition or testimony before Congress. Very interesting. They have stalled this for quite some time. I think they were supposed to show up over a year ago. ICE update. Wow, a lot going on in those blue states, but Minnesota Governor Tim Walz did sit down with Tom Homan. Hopefully we'll get to speak about that and how the blue states are still resisting ICE efforts and government efforts to keep our cities and towns and states safe. They continue to resist. The city's church in St. Paul, Minnesota, where the protests and arrests have occurred violating the FACE Act. We know that Don Lemon, former CNN reporter, I think he's former, was one amongst the arrested. So we can get to that. There have been approximately 9 arrests thus far. And interesting enough, those people are all related to journalism, school board members, and other forms of activism they have been active with for quite some time. So that's good news to hear that they may finally be held accountable. In the New York City focus, some things with housing, which was going to impact the 5 boroughs, which would, of course, always, as it does, drip into the rest of the counties, was the COPA Act, the Community Opportunity to Purchase Act, which was violating the rights of small property owners as far as 4 families. They wanted them to first put a bid only to approved nonprofits. And this falls in with Sia Weaver, an activist who now works in the Mamdani administration, who has been known on posts to make multiple references to white supremacy and seizing white property. Also, we have an Epoch Times tribute that we want to give a shout out to because we have Gary McBride on our set today. We are so happy to have you with us. Epoch Times did a beautiful tribute to J6 political prisoners. And if we get an opportunity to talk about that, that would be great. It just mentions about how they suffered and how they continue to suffer since they've been released. And we have the shutdown going on. Hopefully that's going to be resolved. So we're going to take a look at that if we can. Guys, I think we have a lot to cover.
Yeah. Holy macaroni.
It doesn't seem to end. I think one of the things that stand out to me was Mamdani, and he's going to have, commies attract other commies. Misery loves company, but that's what he's going to. I wouldn't expect anything less other than that type of leadership from who he's going to point to people. I mean, what do they expect?
What really blows my mind is that as I'm looking at the notes that Lisa sent over here, every single blue state has a stupid laws and rules that they're trying to put in. Certainly, they want to penalize and penalty all these ICE agents. And I think that Trump had a great idea, and I think I'd like to see that happen. And he wants to change the name of ICE, which would make a big difference in how things are reported. And he wants to make it the National Immigration Customs Enforcement. The national, which means that every time they would go out, the news would have to say, the nice agents are in the street again.
That's brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
The nice agents. Right?
I love that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Now-
it's a shame. One of the other things I got out of the note over there is that, most of these ICE agents, because they got hundreds of thousands of people want to be ICE agents now, so they're all volunteering for it. But they don't have the go back and learn how to do that through the camp that you learn. Like when you're a Marine, you got to go to Camp Lejeune for months or whatever, and the training. So what they're trying to do is stop them from being police officers after the no need for the ICE is, because ICE is only to clear out immigration. Once all the immigration is gone, they're going to look for other jobs, and that would be in police enforcement, I would think. And they're trying to stop them guys from, being citizens and protecting our country. It's crazy.
It's back to defund the police, John. And
Yeah.
remember, these communists, these savages, they don't want a paramilitary group of people running around that might stand up to them. All right? Now, we don't know which way. I've had cops tell me, I'm never going to side with the communists. I see what's going on. Then again, look at Minneapolis. When the cops are told to stand down, they stand down. And then after a little talk with Tampon Tim Walz, he said, all right, I'm going to send my boys in. And then they sent them in. We need the cops to unite with us, like we've seen in Iran. Some of them are going, you know what? I'm not here to kill you. I don't like these mullahs either. So what we might see, if it actually comes down to civil violence, is the cops are going to have to decide which side they're on. And remember, most of them live within their own community. So if you go against the people now, you're going to go against the people for the rest of your life.
Well, I know that there's good guys and bad guys on both sides. That's what Trump tried to say in one of the first confrontation protests there were. Good people on both sides. But Gary McBride, firsthand, there's some pretty bad cops in the Capitol Police. They can play the game and they can pretend that they're all about law and order. But there's a few cops, and one of them you particularly know. We got a minute and a half. I know we're going to talk about it in segment 4, but who is this guy, Fanone?
Fanone, he's a bad cop. It's especially what he did at the Judiciary Committee when Jack Smith invited Fanone, Dunn, and Ganell to be there. And when Fanone got face-to-face with Ivan Raiklan, who's a friend of ours, started dropping the F-bombs in the Rayburn building, which shocks me that they would allow him to do this. But he accused Ivan of wanting to rape his kids, which is not true at all. So again, he's still telling lies to this day. He wants to be that poster boy for the four that took the, went to the hearing in J6 committee, and continue to lie. He's just back in it. He's back in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring him back in it. Because I put out a video 3 years ago about him and showed and lined it up with video from the news, lined it up with news articles, with the videos that I have off of his body camera footage and the Capitol cameras, and everything that was said about him, and like his buddy Jimmy Albright walking arm in arm, throwing up. None of that's true. None of it. So I always backed it up before I put anything out with video.
I will tell you this:
Visual.
the January 6th was a complete disaster and a complete lie, and they completely laid it all up for it to be this insurrection with 300 FBI agents in there. We got a lot to talk about. We like the truth here at America First. Period.
You've worked hard and saved, but inflation and increased money supply are eroding your buying power. Protect and grow your wealth with physical gold and silver. Sound Money. With a Sound Money wallet, your wealth stays in your control. Buy fractionally, vault securely, ship directly, and instantly liquidate your gold and silver at the highest buyback price in the industry. Real money, real ownership. Visit tafwsoundmoney.info or scan the QR code and start securing your financial future today.
The America First Ultra MAGA Store. For all your MAGA needs. We sell t-shirts, tumblers, flags, hats, sneakers, bumper stickers, and a whole lot more. The most patriotic America First retail store. The America First Ultra MAGA Store.
At the America First Warehouse. Live at the America First Warehouse on a Friday, Real America's Voice, all across the country, 103.9 LI News Radio, all across your radio, Suffolk County, Long Island. Glad you're in.
Corporate transfer. Fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
America First Warehouse was really the most patriotic venue that you can ever imagine. We wanted to build something for people to be able to come to and feel so comfortable and so relaxed, because there is nothing out there like it. We give an opportunity for people to really feel good about themselves and about this great country. Wow, that was a great segment, the first one out. I will tell you, you're going to see a lot more Elisa Azzarelli here at the America First Warehouse. She really knows how to organize the notes and put together today's news on a regular basis, and we'd like to see a lot more of her as an anchor here at the America First Media and Television. the most patriotic, greatest place on the planet. Everywhere I go. This weekend, I was asked to MC the Donald J. Trump National Republic. Not the National. I'm sorry, the Donald J. Trump Republican Club. Believe it or not, it exists. And it was one that was approved and sanctioned by the Republican Party. I don't know if I could pull it off here in Suffolk County. I seem to have Suffolk County, Long Island, New York. But there's some hope at the end of the event, which was phenomenal. I mean, people like Dr. Naomi Watts, the doctor from through the whole pandemic, was there. Of course, Curtis Lee was there, mad as hell about the frozen garbage piles in New York and the disgrace that the Mondami regime is coming in with. And just crazy stuff. So Jimmy Wagner, who set this all up, had many, many people there. We gave awards out for it. The Donald J. Trump Republican Club is something that I think could really take off. And I just want to show you the introduction. Is that something, Bill, you can cue up? My introduction of Joe the Box. My first MC. I thought it was a motor club meeting. I didn't know. Do you got it, buddy? Crank it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, patriots and freedom lovers, it's my honor to introduce a man who lives and breathes America, someone who has dedicated his life to celebrating our country and the people who make it great. He's the proud owner of the America First Warehouse, known far and wide as the most patriotic venue in all the land. A place built for Americans who love their country, their history, and their freedom. He's also behind America First Television and Media Studio that gives a voice to real, unapologetic Americans. A true patriot, a community builder, and a man who doesn't shy away from standing up for what he believes in. Please join me in welcoming the one and only Joe the Box.
I want to thank the America First Media and Television team for putting that together. I was in tears when I saw it. I'm so grateful. My Lord Jesus Christ has taken me down this path and given me this opportunity to share truth, okay? You will never see us repeating the gurgitation of the far left television stations, channels 1 through 25 or whatever it is. We are not here to show you what idiots they are. We are here to just show you that America is a great place to live. And there's nothing like it. I mean, I'll give you an example right now. Kevin Downey Jr. gets to speak, as he says, very freely. He comes from Detroit, which is now, I understand, a Muslim-occupied city. Versus the rest of the country. I don't think we're going to take it much longer. You can see what's happening out there. And really it goes down to the red states and the blue states and blue cities. These Democrat-run garbage holes. And it's all over the place. And I think that there's a solution coming. And maybe I might be wrong on that. But I'm going to tell you what. If we stop funding these towns with my money and your money, and everybody's taxes, we stop funding these crazy people, I wonder what's going to happen. Do you think you might want to go back to Detroit, KDJ?
Well, funny you should say that, Joe. I tend not to go back unless I am prepared in a Second Amendment sort of way. Last time I went there, I mean, my house is gutted. The whole neighborhood, 65% of the houses on my block are gone. Used to be kids everywhere. Now, it's over. I don't go back. Wow. Actually, you can go to YouTube, put in Kevin Downey Jr.'s childhood home. You can see me going into my old house. And let's just say I was prepared for anything in a very Second Amendment sort of way, very 357 kind of manner, if you know what I mean. That the Magnum 357.
Well,
Magnum.
blue toilet cities that you refer to all the time, and where the issues are in those blue cities. We can't stand ICE. But in the other cities that we're working with ICE and allowing them to go into our prisons to take these bad guys and get these bad hombres out, it's a peaceful transaction. The blue cities funded. They're all getting paid to protest over there. There's so much corruption in the blue cities. So the best thing to do, like Joe said, stop funding them. Let's turn off the spigot so they don't have that freedom, and that's ripping the rest of us off.
And boy,
Absolutely.
they're stealing everything from us. I can't believe what this is, the amount of money. But this is what goes to show you. And you think that any of that money will come to the righteous way, the right-wing side? We starve every single day out of here. We fight every single day for every nickel that we make. As a matter of fact, I'm so grateful that my wife, Tony, the first lady of the warehouse, is willing to help me with my mission from God.
Yeah, you're lucky.
Because it's, otherwise it wouldn't be happening. There's no outside support going to anybody. But we have an idea. We can change that a little bit. I don't know. How do you feel? Hey, Gary, do you think anybody from the J6 community will ever feel restitution?
I hope so. It's what we're seeing all over again is what happened in 2020. It's all over. If you watch the protests of these rioters, and they have all these flags, but there's not one American flag out there. And they want to get rid of ICE, but for the J6ers, they're locking arms together. A lot of them are running for office.
Yes.
So we just got to keep supporting them and helping them out, and that's what I'm fixing to do through videos all over again, to show the truth, like I've done.
Once in a while, it gets me so upset when I see an officer of the law bad-mouthing the ICE or bad-mouthing what's happening. There are a few of them. Now, I'm going to tell you, last night I was pulled over in a van. I have the Ice baby on the side. I have every America First patriotic.
Ultra MAGA.
Ultra MAGA, Make America Great, One Nation Under God. It's just an incredible van. It's all lit up. I got pulled over the other night, and I was a little surprised about it. And the police officer was very upset with me. And he was upset with me because in the front of the van, I had red lights in the grill. Okay, and he told me that indicates that I am a policeman. And am I a policeman? I said, no, sir. I have nothing but respect and love for the police. I will change it immediately. I shut the lights off, so when I continued to drive, he let me go. But I just felt a little tension, and I wonder how many of them are there like that. I know in Trump's administration, he has people that are working against him, and this is why I bring it up. There are people within Trump's DOJ, his FBI, and I know this for a fact because my friend from Freedom Talk magazine, and Lisa, you're going to dig this one too. I'm going to come back to you. There are people out right that are still considering people that stand in front of the abortion clinics as terrorists and parents that go against the school boards. Do you believe that, Lisa, that's still happening?
Yeah, absolutely. What we are seeing here, and the gentleman touched upon it with the Gutfeld situation, in which he had to put Jessica Tarlov in her place because the argument of it's on both sides, it's right and left, is no longer in existence. It has become so difficult and hard on any conservative viewpoints. So much so to the fact that we had an assassination of Charlie Kirk this past September, one of those with a strong conservative and faith-filled voice. And that should also stand for an example of what we are dealing with. Moving down the line, we can recall this February 14th, okay, we're going to have the 8-year anniversary of the horrific shooting incident at Marjorie Stoneman High School here in Florida. And who at the time was the sheriff was Scott Israel. And he was defiant almost in the face of how he managed the whole shooting. And he was known to have strong affiliations with the Democrat Party and the Clintons. So you are seeing partisanship, not just now, but we're going a good 10 years back. And it has only grown. And that is a huge problem. The same way that Gary McBride says, we need to stand up and begin putting people into office that stand strong for American rights is extremely important. It is happening across the world. It is not just here in America, but we are now hearing from even Italy with Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni that the immigration was a bad idea and they need to preserve their cultural values as the new immigrants are trying to claim that the crucifixes and the Catholic monuments all across Italy are offensive and secular. And she took a stand and said, we are not removing those. Those are a sign of our culture. And that should remain here in America, even more so. And I love that Trump and I think DeSantis actually just recently said he was going to install more statues here in Florida that protect our traditions. And we need to abide by that.
I'm blown away by it. Kevin, we got 1 minute left, and why don't you bring us out? You got something that really steaming your clams, I can
This
tell.
steams my clams, Joe. Lisa, I don't know if you know this, but you know that little piglet, David Hogg, that little Sitzpinkler who hates guns? He went to that high school. He was magically out that day. His dad was magically a current or former FBI agent at the time. He emerged, even though he wasn't there, he emerged as the anti-gun voice for the high school kids. And I saw him on video trying to coax this young lady saying, we stand for, and the Hogg kid's going, diversity. And she goes, diversity and equity and inclusivity. They were pushing DEI right after that. That kid was ready to go. He came out swinging, and now he's the voice for why guns are bad. I smell some sort of psyop here. If they didn't set it up, they took it over right away and made it what they wanted it to be, I think.
My clams are steamed, and I hope that yours
My
are steamed
walnuts are
too.
roasted.
We'll be back right after this break, and maybe they'll calm down.
Have you noticed your money just doesn't stretch like it used to? Your paycheck feels lighter, and your savings aren't growing. The culprits? Inflation and increased money supply. They've both been quietly eating away at your purchasing power for years. Today, the dollar's value has dropped significantly. You feel it every time you spend money on goods and services. Back in 1965, $1 or an ounce of silver could buy you a gallon of milk. Fast forward to today. That same dollar barely buys a couple of coffee creamers, while an ounce of silver would get you 8 gallons of milk. Gold and silver have held their value for centuries. If you had 2,500 ounces of silver back in 1965, you could buy a brand new Ford Mustang. Today, 2,500 ounces of silver would buy you 2 Mustangs. Similarly, in the year 2000, 628 ounces of gold would buy a new $170,000 home. Today, 628 ounces would buy you a $2,500,000 home. The problem? 95% of Americans don't own physical gold or silver. They think it's too complicated and too expensive, but it doesn't have to be. We offer a membership program that allows you to buy gold or silver with as little as $1. You can buy fractional amounts, safely vault them, or have them delivered to your doorstep, and you can liquidate them whenever you want at the highest buyback price in the industry. Ready to protect your wealth and keep your purchasing power? Scan the QR code or go to tafw.soundmoney.com to learn more.
If the vote count is accurate, then how come the number of voters is different? And if it's not accurate, then why was it certified? We are suing Letitia James and the New York State Board of Elections for a conspiracy against fundamental rights. This is not about who won. It's not about what party. It's about the fact that they don't care about your rights.
All right, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night, live at the America First Warehouse. Live at the America First Warehouse on a Friday, Real America's Voice, all across the country, 103.9 LI News Radio, all across your radio, Suffolk County, Long Island. Glad you're in.
It's me, Joe the Box.
And I'm John the Blanket with the America First Podcast.
That's what I'm talking about. The Fred Rubino Podcast.
I'm James Justice. We got Stephen Ruth over here. What are we doing, Steve? Fighting!
Welcome to the Patriots Podcast. Good evening, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the On the Right Side podcast here at the America First Warehouse.
Welcome to Liberty's Cage, the podcast tearing down the walls of America's broken justice system.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Downey Jr. Podcast. Be free, stay free.
Here we go. We are on. We're back again by the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ. We're so grateful to be here. I sat with my mother this morning. We always like to start the day off and try and stop and have some coffee with her. And she was giving me some, some motherly advice, right, Johnny Boy?
Yeah, she's very good. It's nice to go over there and get some information and talk about everything and hug at Omega, because what we're talking about is Trump and excited about the American first. And
Yeah, but there was my mom is 87 years old, and there was a lady that was kidnapped just the other day out of Arizona. One of the newscasters, I don't watch the woke news and stuff, but I understand one of the regulars
Morning
on
shows.
the Wake Up Lion shows. Her mom was kidnapped, and I said to my mom, "Now I'm worried about you being kidnapped." Apparently, they want to take these 80-plus-year-old ladies away from their homes.
they don't know what happened with that yet, but we'll find out, I'm sure.
We don't know, but it's going to be big.
And it's only popular because of her status as a morning
Yep.
news anchor. Otherwise, we would have never heard about that. And we can go back to talking about good stuff like what we're doing to straighten out ICE and cleaning up all this immigration mess,
Oh, you know what I tell you guys?
Tell us, Kevin.
So, this is the best thing in the world. Kami Mamdani's mommy, that's Mommy Mamdani. It was in the Epstein files. Now there's a crowd, well, not now, last night, outside Mamdani's mansion, chanting, "We voted for you, Mamdani. We know your mom's in there. You let us down. We supported you. You let us." The crowd, the angry townspeople with the pitchforks and the torches are coming for Kami Mamdani now. And he's been in office a month and a couple days. And like you said, it's garbage all over the place.
Yeah, but what it boiled down to is like Gutfeld did say the other day, this all started from some point, and it started from allowing 20 million illegal immigrants, non-documented, killers, rapists, and the whole list goes on, into this country. So now we're trying to clear that out, and people are protesting that. They're out of their mind.
They're not out of their mind, Johnny Boy. They're getting paid a lot, okay?
Yep.
Don't think for one second that Renee Good wasn't compensated along the way what she did. She traveled all over the country, her and her boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever they call themselves. And they weren't a mother. That's how they describe her. She had a child, but she didn't give a crap about her child. If she did, she'd be more a daycare with this than the Somali daycare. And then on top of it, this guy, Pretty, whoever he was, he comes to town with a loaded weapon. You got to be kidding me. But he was a good father or a nurse that took care of people. You know what I heard on his video? If he had a MAGA guy in his hands as nurse, he would poison him to death. This is ridiculous, and we don't like it anymore. I don't want the lies. You know what I think? They should change the whole name for these two people, and we should, like they have George Floyd corner. Now we should have Pretty Good. Pretty good things are happening to these people. They continue to go out to the street like that. Be prepared and be ready. Ice, baby. Right, Johnny?
The thing of it is they're getting paid to be there from 80,000 to 200,000, and those are the ones that are actually in the front. You see them handing the signs out. They're all professionally done over there. But we're in a bad situation because of all the illegal immigration, and should be stepped aside and not battle ICE. I mean, it just takes a
We're all
logical-
neighbors, Johnny.
And
We're
that's the
all
thing.
friends and neighbors. Stop.
That's
These
what-
are wonderful people. They live here.
That's what I wanted to get to, because not all of them are paid protesters. Some of them are actually mind-moggled or whatever, man.
Yeah, there's a great video, and if you want, I'll send it to the boys upstairs for the next segment. It's 1:23. A woman goes, "I'm going to show you why these women are harpies." And she says, look, they were told since they were young, they were told, don't have babies, have abortions, don't have families, because the communists hate that. That's from the 45 goals of communism, no more families. And they have no place to send their motherly, nurturing instinct. So they find people they think need it, and they go out and go, I'm going to help that guy. And then now they're out there screaming like harpies and idiots and getting shot.
Well, they're stealing billions of dollars from us. They're stealing billions of dollars from us. Then they're getting billions of dollars sent from foreign aid to come in. I believe the whole Russiagate thing is coming out to the truth. We might be able to see some of that. They have lied to us from beginning to end. So you know how we fund it? We fund it by ourselves. People come in to this place. They love it. They either pay the $5 to come in on a Friday night, or maybe they'll drop $5 in a donation box. But this is how we're doing it, organically. They are high priced, high paid. We got to cut that snake's head off. We can't let this guy from China bring in billions of dollars. They're destroying us, and we're just letting it happen. The people, look at the one in Fulton County. They were so upset that you were going to go in and look at the votes from Fulton County, because I believe 300,000 votes were stolen, or 300,000 votes were processed through that were never folded, never went to the mail. Boxes and boxes of ballots all went to Joe Biden. What a lie. They lied about Joe Biden. They put our citizens in jail for 4 years, 5 years, some of them. Stuart Rhodes is still in a lot of trouble. The guy got a commuted sentence, but he served our country, jumped out of planes, loves America. They took away his pension, his pay, and all they keep doing is referring to him as a terrorist. I'm going to tell you who the terrorists are. It's the fake news media, the lying people every single day. Oh, how about our Hollywood crowd? Boy, there's a bunch of morons. This Billie Eilish is saying she lives in a multi-million-dollar home. Give it back to the Indians, you jerk. That really gets me.
Because I seen her in the news too. Terrible. But Nicki Minaj was pretty good. She was out there
Yeah.
standing up for Trump.
Who
and
saw
some
that coming?
truth? Nobody.
Yeah, but she wasn't at the Grammys. Guess what? She's not getting any more awards.
Never again.
Nah, she's
No
out of
way.
the club. She's out of the club, man. That's the way it is. Stand-up comedy. I can't tell you how many people don't book me anymore, just because of J6 or because I'm a loudmouth on the Facebook. Trump.
I believe that one.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. If you're not in the club, you don't work.
And I don't like that, man. That's not the way this country is. You know what's free? Florida's pretty free, isn't it, Lisa?
You better believe it, Joe. We've got great things going on here in Florida. And I really hope that our New York counterparts, so many have come here since COVID, actually, where we really got our eyes opened onto overreach of government. So here we're looking at and we're talking about how are these things funded. You're right, Joe, that the mass media is a major kind of, quote unquote terrorist in all of this. But who else? Some major names that have been mentioned even in Congress as participating in funding these events are Neville Roy Singham, a former tech executive with substantial wealth that lives in China. We have Open Society Foundation, George Soros. We have the Ford Foundation, unfortunately, a known American name who has organized supporting progressive causes. The Hans-Jörg Wyss, Swiss billionaire philanthropist. And here's one, the Arabella Advisors Network, which will be dissolving and changing their name soon to Sunflower Services of some sort. This is what happens. They go into the stock market, and those of us with our state pensions who may be in teaching or civil service, they take those pensions by the state, especially in blue states, and invest in these funds. And inadvertently, we as the taxpayers are funding their philanthropy through our own pensions. And that is the scary thing. So a lot of people don't realize that. And when I myself as an educator asked for a better breakdown of these agencies or of these funds where my pension money is invested, they are very hesitant to give that information out. So it's very interesting.
Yep.
The comptroller of New York, also DiNapoli, was behind a lot of that and initiating a lot of DEI funds. And so we really have to keep our eyes open when you have a blue state, how that leadership, such as the comptroller, is investing your money. That's what continues to empower them. You're absolutely right. It always comes back to the money.
What a
Blue
complete
toilet
disgrace.
towns.
Yeah, what upsets me too, and I'm going to ask Gary this one because he comes from the free state of Texas, but I often see on the news a lot of these blue cities in Texas are still pulling the same shit that Minneapolis is pulling.
blue cities.
What's up with that?
Absolutely. California moved in.
You know, some truth right there.
A lot of them moved in there. I mean, Houston, Harris County, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin.
What about
It's not
Katy?
like it used to be.
What about Katy?
Katy, Texas.
Is that
I'm not sure. It is it's a suburb of Houston.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what happened there
Yeah.
was there's a baseball, kids baseball tournament, and a bunch of the members of the Religion of Pieces decided they were going to take pot shots, and a fusillade of bullets comes down, hits their coach during a prayer, and the mainstream media didn't pick it up. They said, "Oh, we were just having a target practice." No one's having target practice anywhere near a baseball field, and if they are, they should be in jail right now.
I didn't hear that story.
I didn't
Yep.
either.
See, they hid that one really well. I wrote about it, PJ. I'll send it to you guys.
I did see it, and I think it's a real disgrace what's happening out here. But they're going to cover the kidnapping of the NBC host. I know that's
Sure,
very
that's very
important
important to me. I won't be able to sleep tonight.
But one of the other things too that's not happening, the fake news media never talks about the great things that our great president is doing on a regular basis.
I have one, if I could say.
I do know, and yes, you can. I do know that they just don't cover it, but we cover it here. Johnny's got a good one. He's dying to share. Tell us about it, Johnny.
Donald Trump created an investment for young children that are born in these next few years. He's putting $1,000 into these accounts. Local companies that work for it can put it in like a 401k, but it's going to be separate from the government, so they can never take that money and invest it in something else that could be a loser, or invest it into something that could destroy a city like they're doing now.
Wow.
Donald Trump did that too, by the way.
Yeah, no, I know he
Yeah.
wants to do that, but the way I
He did
see it, the government will figure out a way to get that money back because there's no way that they're out there to help us. I don't really see it happening. Gary, you see any help on the J6 side coming?
No, they're doing it all on their own, out of their own pocket, through investors. You know, Lego, man, his name's slipping me right now. He started a production company.
Robert
Morse.
Right, Robert
Yeah,
Morse, good
thank you.
friends with Shane. I
Yep.
love those guys.
And this was a few weeks ago. He had a big event, black tie event, and he's going to start producing documentaries, movies about God and freedom and J6.
We love the whole J6 movement. Johnny Boy and I spent a lot of time down on Freedom Corner the 4 years that they were put away. We became great friends with Gary and Mickey and Nicole and Tammy that ran the house. Just an incredible whole group of people. I want them to come out. I want to help them in every way that we can, Gary.
Yeah.
So when you start setting up these videos and these documentaries, we get them to come through the America First media and television. We already have Justice Reform Liberty's Cage with Shane Jenkins and Sarah Maccabee. They had Robert Morris on last show.
Yep.
Going over his whole ordeal. Shane and Robert were like friends in the cell or next to each other, kind of like Peter Schweiger and who's that maniac?
Peter Steger.
Lang.
Jake
See you
Lang.
on the other side. We ran out of time.
Most people think they have options when searching for the best deals when they travel. But here's the shocking truth. 100% of the major travel agencies are owned by just two entities, Expedia and Booking Holdings. They claim to offer the lowest rates, but due to the hotel rate parity agreement, they all have the same pricing, limiting genuine competition. When you book through these sites, you act as your own travel agent, but the profits are going to organizations that don't support our patriot values. We cannot allow that to continue. So, we decided to make travel great again by starting a US-based travel membership platform, mypatriottravel.com. We are patriots helping patriots. Together, we can disrupt the travel industry by not spending our hard-earned dollars supporting the radical left. For just $29.99 per month, you gain access to true wholesale rates on travel, saving you on average 35% and up to 65%. Book as often as you like, with no limits. Keep your hard-earned dollars in your pocket and spend them on things you need and want to support. Go to mypatriottravel.com/TAFW and grab your membership today. mypatriottravel.com/TAFW. Making travel great again.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
I'm sure you guys remember the platinum single, Justice for All, with Donald Trump and the J6 Prison Choir. Well, get ready for round two. We're coming out with Anthem of the Free with High Res and the J6 Prison Choir. It's coming out now. It's pre-sale until December 19th when it drops. Get yours on all platforms, Google Play, Apple iTunes. Get it. It's going to be hot.
Justice for all, our voices ring.
It's me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
Here to the America First Media and Television, America First podcast, my favorite time of the day on Tuesday. We've changed. It was a little earlier last Tuesday, right? We started at 11, but we changed it till 12 o'clock. There's all kinds of things happening, and we have in the other room, Studio B, which would be T-Mac. T-Mac really is the chaos coordinator here at the America First Warehouse. You see her all over the place. She's all involved in everything, and I put a lot of pressure on her, but you know what? I think she can handle it. T-Mac's going to come from Studio B right now in the back of the America First. Hey, T-Mac, what's going on? You're in the department of the Democratic War Department. I can see you got the city wants to be destroyed by the Democrats, but you're going to make that. You're going to make things great again, aren't you, T-Mac? What's happening at the warehouse?
I spend my life trying to make America great again. So welcome, everybody. Thank you, team. We had a great weekend here at the America First Warehouse. We started with our partnership with Project Civica. They did Freedom in Motion. So we had great fitness instructors here doing fitness, which we might do more of in the coming weeks and months. I don't know if the video is playing, but that was pretty cool. We did something different here at the America First Warehouse.
Wow.
So stay tuned because we might be doing some more patriotic Zumba. Also this Saturday, as you know from last week, Joe the Box was the MC at the Donald J. Trump Kings County Republican Club. It was their first annual gala. We have a small clip for that so you can see all the great patriots in the room and Joe doing his thing. So fellas, you could play that as we're talking. And check out the DJT Republican Club. Joe did phenomenal. We watched from home. It seemed like an awesome night.
Yeah.
And we love our friend Jimmy, so thank you so much, Jimmy, for including the warehouse. Next on our agenda, we have our new schedule for our show lineups. We want to welcome We the People with the Midnight today, a new show, and Red, White, and True tomorrow night. And if you just take notice of the flyer up on the screen, some shows have changed days, some have changed times, but all still wonderful shows. And please tune in for The Truth and download the app to watch it. Next, we just want to let you know here at the warehouse on Thursday nights, we have Bible study. It's amazing. So please sign up and consider joining us for that. Immediately following, we have Christ to Conquer the Nations with Pastor Crystal, and we love having that church here at the warehouse. Next up is Friday nights, and live from Studio 6B, we'll be back in the house this Friday night. Come in, get out of the cold, enjoy a great night with Patriots, watching the fellas from 6B. We're bringing to you this weekend American Ride. It's the Toby Keith cover band. We have a lot of tickets sold. It's going to be an amazing night. I heard we have like professional line dancers coming to dance with them. So please get your tickets now. They're going fast. This coming Monday, you can go to our website to see the Project Civica website, but there is a QR code up on the screen, and they are doing their kickoff, and it's very important to get involved, so please keep an eye out and watch that Zoom call. On March 1st, Joe the Box will be the MC again of the Queens Village Republican Club dinner. We have a lot of great friends on that flyer, so please consider joining. They're a great, great MAGA Republican club. We are also bringing back to you the Not So Newlywed Game. It will be the 3rd edition. So if you want to be a contestant, please apply here at this flyer. And the other flyer is the show details. If you want to come down and just watch and have fun, that's great too. Our item of the month is Tallow Honey Gold with our good friend Bobby. This stuff is incredible. I can't say enough about it. So click that scan that QR code or go to the website and check out this amazing all-natural product. And last but not least, our partners, My Patriot Travel, making travel great again. TAFW Sound Money. That's great for gold and silver and investment needs. And My Pillow with Mike Lindell. So thank you guys for tuning in. Back to you guys.
Wow, very much. Very good. Thank you, T-Mac, very much for all of that. There's a lot happening. I do like the new show schedule, but we are going to be continuing to grow the America First media and television. When I look at Lisa Azzarelli and her ability and talent to be able to tell the news and bring the news together, not only are we going to produce shows here at the America First Warehouse, that's where we're really trying to get that live one-on-one, but we are going to be bringing news and other shows from outside of the studio. We're going to be bringing in. So Lisa is going to be talking and having her own show right down the road. I feel it happening. We got to get her the right equipment and the right setup. Hey, Lisa, we're going to go back to you for a minute or two in the last segment here to tell us whatever's on your mind, whatever makes you happy. Let's be happy. What do you got going on in Florida?
Thanks. I truly appreciate that, Joe, because being here at the America First Warehouse is a family, a patriotic family. We put faith first, we put our family first, and we need to put America first. And I love how we do it here at the America First Warehouse. So I please encourage all of our viewers to definitely download that app and join us every week when we bring you the truth. Here in Florida, I want to report we did have a little bit of a cold front, so we're sharing some of your New York shivers, but overall, great things coming ahead, and we can join forces no matter where we are nationally to protect our interests and values. So overall, I think we're doing good things, and I look forward to doing more.
I really love having you with us, Lisa. You are a tremendous asset to us, and thank you for all that you do. KDJ, you've been traveling a little bit. I know you're working on the weekends. You try and grab gigs here and there. Will you be with us this Friday, or what's going on?
I will be here with the Patriots here at the American First Warehouse this Friday, live from Studio 6B. $5 to get in, and I might have a little Spy Trail, Spy Trail Distillery Confidence, if that's all right, Joe. And I actually give a little confidence from my side, too. That should probably be a secret. Yeah, I will be here, and it's going to be great.
Now we got another good friend here, my friend there, Gary McBride. You spent a lot of time working with J6s down in Texas, but you got some good plans for the future. Tell us what's happening.
Yeah, I'm starting working on videos right now, kind of like a contributor for Shane Jenkins and James Justice, for you, anybody else. And what I'm going to be doing is going back to my old footage and just taking segments out. I received a picture a week and a half ago from my buddy David Summerall with StopHate.com, and it shows a picture of somebody that I always thought was undercover. And it deals with B.A. Miller, who was the one drug down head first down the stairs, but the media still to this day says it's Fanone and still shows it as Fanone. So those little bits and pieces that I'm starting with and then going to be adding on. I've got some audio work being done to see if I do hear the name of Brennan brought up with Fanone and Albright. So,
Gary,
that's Brennan.
You just said something that kind of blew my mind over there, because it was Fanone who claimed to have dragged up and down the staircase, and that's what we kind of saw from the fake news lying J6 community. But you're telling me that that was a lie.
Oh, yeah, that was definitely
And
a
you
lie.
have proof.
Oh, yeah, I put it out 3 years ago.
You
So
have
now
the
that
receipts.
Fanone wants to bring himself back into the picture, then I'm going to start bringing his pictures back out to the public.
Yeah, I do notice
And
he's
the
like
truth.
a junkie when it comes to being his picture on TV. I saw
Yep.
him in New York one day. He got called out. He was trying to be Robert De Niro's bodyguard. Yeah, him and the other big guy, Don.
Yeah.
It was what an embarrassment, a joke. And then somebody called him out. It went viral. You're the guys that lied. You're the guys that lied. I know who you are. You lied. And they were like, no, we weren't. F you. That's their response.
Well, that's like what Fanone did at the judiciary. When he was Jack Smith, it's there's a Capitol police officer, a woman, who was trying to get him out of the way, and he turns to her and tells her to get her effing hands off of him. He done the same thing.
I saw Cara
with
Castronova have a
did the same
confrontation
thing
with them as well. Cara
Yeah.
Castronova, another great journalist. These are real journalists, not like Don Lemon and his garbage. Johnny Boy, did you happen to spend any time watching the Grammys this week?
I would never waste my time on that. And even, like you said, we don't want to talk about what the left is doing on their news stations. I really don't care about it, I just want to hear some good stuff. I want to see people getting arrested when these protesters are out there. I want to see the conclusions on their funding and where that money came from. And I want to see some restitution for all the people that really got blown away. Probably what roasts me the most when I think about Tina Peters, I feel terrible about her, man. That one
Free
really-
Tina Peters.
Yeah,
Wow,
that one
that's a
gets
pretty
me, too.
incredible
I don't
thing.
like that story.
Yeah, now that they threw her in
And then probably for her own safety. I don't understand why we don't go in and get her. I don't understand that.
I don't know either. I don't know.
Death
Lisa,
threats.
you know why? How can we get her out, Lisa?
It is such a shameful situation, especially since she's a Gold Star mom suffering with an illness, and she is stuck in this situation only for trying to protect American voters. Why this is occurring is beyond me. I do think the Trump administration needs to step in a little more strongly and really investigate further.
Well, a lot of stuff is going to come out because they got the Tulsi Gabbard over there down in Georgia for that case that she's involved in. They want to see firsthand because she'll put it right in where it belongs and stuff. But there's something that's going to come out very, very strong about that. I think that some of the truths they're coming. They can't help it. It's got to be there.
I've been hearing it coming. It's going to happen. We're going to get arrested. People are going to go down. When? When is it going to happen? Because I need it now. I'm really getting impatient. I'm the ultimate MAGA guy, man. I will follow Trump all the way through. I love that he's making all of these big differences around the world. I think that we should take that leadership role and stuff. But let's turn our focus in here. We got to stop the Minneapolis garbage. We got to stop the blue cities. Cut them off right off the money. Get rid of it.
Yeah.
I saw a good meme the other day with Chris Farley. He was, the motivational speaker that lives down by the river over there.
In a van.
And he laid into Pam Bondi, arrest somebody for crime mistakes. And his little skit, it was funny.
Yeah, they got a lot of good stuff. I think that for me, I got kicked off of TikTok. We had talked about the Stay Awake tour, and we did an advertisement on TikTok, and they kicked us off. But I can always reply and say I'm sorry and get a new name in there, but I'm not gonna. You're not gonna find us on TikTok. Maybe, some of our friends will repost some of the stuff that's on there. But eventually, our goal is to direct everybody to the America First media and television. Television outlets that like to give you the truth. This is one of them. I'm so happy and I'm so grateful to my Lord that he's able to do this for us. We're going to continue this fight all the way down the line. There's nothing that's going to stop us. Look at the quality product that comes out of the America First warehouse. There's not a person that's come in here that I'm aware of that have not been blown away by what they see.
So they got to take that QR
I
code
agree.
down there so that they can download the America First Media and Television and not miss any of these shows. Even watch them on rerun, too, I imagine, right?
Yes, you can. I believe that you can. We're trying to stay on top of that. We use the great Jason Shepard and his ability and talents to create the app, to get everything together, steer all the direction to it. We are so grateful again. We love America First. You can watch us on all the social media stations for now, but I think it's going to end real soon, and you can only get us on the app. But you'll
come
get
down
some
and see us.
highlights. Look at me on that train. Hold on, Joe
Come down and
DePax.
see us.
Hold on tight, son. That's a real round circle. Hold on. Don't fall off. I love this place.
First warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of hope, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free in the